Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. Can't wait to get this video out. This is Texas Veteran Benefits Part 2. Let's go! Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me today. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to our videos. Comment below if you need anything, questions, anything about real estate or veterans benefits, anything regarded to Texas real estate or Texas veterans benefits. You can reach out to me directly on my channel or on my cell phone, which is listed in the comments below. All of the descriptions to all of these websites we're going to go over today, and all this info is going to be in the description below, so you'll be able to access it very easily after we review this today. And I'm going to put out a lot of good information, so without further ado, thanks for joining us. Let's go ahead and get started. So I myself had to find all of this information myself over the last several years since I became service connected. I had to find a lot of this information on my own. There was very little direction from the VA. VSOs really don't know a lot of this stuff. They can help you get your claims submitted. They can help you get all of your evidence submitted and all that stuff. But when it comes to benefits, that's not really their lane. So it's up to us as vets, and my duty as a vet, to help share this information with my fellow brothers and sisters so that I can help serve you in this way, because you did put your life on the line for your country. You signed a blank check. And so there's a lot of good things that Texas gives to veterans that have done this, okay, past, present, and future. Some of this stuff is going to be just for veterans that are in Texas regardless. Some are going to be beneficial if you're service connected. Some are going to be even more beneficial if you're 100% P&T service connected. So we're going to go over everything that I've possibly found on this, and I'm probably missing stuff, but I always find stuff every year. I find stuff, and I did a part 1 on this video last year. And I've got a lot of stuff to add, and we're going to go a little bit more in depth. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to go through the websites and actually look and see at some of this stuff. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. Topic number 1 is going to be property taxes. All right, so let's talk about property taxes, okay? I'm going to pull up the website for you. I'm going to share my screen. That way we can go through it together. All right, so the first step is taxes. The first benefit is taxes. If you're 100% disabled veteran and surviving spouses, you are exempt from paying property taxes if you're 100% or you're 100% TDIU, okay? Now, it doesn't specify if you have to be P&T, but both times I went to the Central Appraisal District, our tax office, they asked if I was P&T, and my lender was like, it needs to say P&T, because if you're not P&T, they could take it, which basically they wouldn't be able to approve you without the taxes. So I can't find anything for sure that says you have to be P&T. It says 100% or TDIU. So obviously TDIU, you can lose it, but you're going to have to ask your tax office on that one, specifically to your county. But if you're 100%, we'll go through some notes here. I have some notes. So tax code 11.131 entitles a DV who receives 100% rating of service connected or TDIU, individual unemployability, to a total property tax exemption, okay? Now, you can also get a little bit of discounts if you're at least 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, but it's not going to be as significant. You're not really going to feel it too much, but it will help, okay? Every little bit helps. And you can also put your homestead on your property, which is going to knock off, $1,200-$1,500 a year, depending on where you're at, how much. We raised that cap last year. We voted on it. Homestead went from $40,000 to $100,000. What does that mean? Homestead. Okay, what a homestead means that's an exemption that you get on your primary property in Texas where you reside. Okay, the homestead, basically whatever the cap is, like it used to be $40,000, now it's $100,000. So if the tax office, which is an ad valorem tax value, it's a bulk appraisal, it's not market value, it's not what your house is worth. So the number you see on your tax bill is not what your house will sell for in the market. Sometimes that number is close, sometimes it's way higher and you need to fight it, and sometimes it's way lower and you don't want to fight it, okay? Because if you do, it's going to go up. Because if your house is really worth more, and on 90% of the time, I see that the tax value is a lot lower than what they can sell the house for. There's usually a little bit of a gap. Sometimes it's closer, sometimes it's actually higher. And then I say, well, then that's when we fight it, right? That's when we protest and say, market value, here's an appraisal. It's too high. And then they come down on it, okay? And then other times it's low and you still don't like that it's that high, but that's the way it is, okay? That's how it works. But so you can get some of those exemptions lower, like I was saying. Also here it says that if you're 65 or older and you have at least a 10% rating, you're totally blind in one or both eyes, or you lost one of the limbs, you can also qualify for the exemption of the $12,000 off. Okay, so that benefits you. Also, if you don't have it, even if you're 65 or older, you still get a good property tax benefit because they dropped the school tax off, which here in El Paso is very high. So that it's virtually pretty close. I wouldn't say it's 100%. It's not 100%, but it's like close to maybe if you're in the 90% bracket. It takes a good chunk off. So that helps. Can this exemption apply to all properties? No, but you do get secondary veterans exemptions on secondary properties. So if you're looking at the tax code section 1122, you can apply there's additional property tax exemptions for vets. So like on my homestead, I have 100% DVHS. Okay, that's the code. On my secondary property, or I have a rental property, an investment property, on that house, that one, I have a DV4 exemption. Okay, and this is what the tax office told me. I get the 70 to 99 on that property. Now, they told me if I get any properties after that, I won't get anything. So I guess it's just on the first two properties, you get that one, and then you get a little extra off of the second one. So that's a nice benefit for you if you have multiple properties. You don't forget to ask about that, okay? Multiple owners on a property. This is saying basically if you are not the sole owner of the property to which the resident homestead exemption applies, one of these ownership situations may apply. Okay, married couple qualifies for the homestead, and each property owner is 100%. Okay, cool. If you inherited the property, you can be eligible as the heir owner and still be considered for the homestead. If you have partial ownership but you're not married, the exemption amount is based on the interest you own. So say you're not married, you live with somebody else, and you 50-50. This is going off of the old. This is going off of the old one. This is actually 100,000. I want to change this. So this would be 50,000. And this is right off the website. I've just copied and pasted this to Word, so I don't have to click through all of these links over here and try to find all this stuff again. So I have it right here pasted. But when you go through this website, you're going to be able to search, and you can look through all these links in the common Q&As. Okay. So that's the tax part. Okay. If you have any question with taxes, anything more in depth, if you can't find it on the website, shoot me a message. I'll try to help you. If not, call your central tax office and they'll be able to help you walk you through this. You just need your letter from the VA and you'll be able to put on the exemption based on whatever your rating is. Okay, let's go to part 2. The VLB, which is the Veterans Land Board. This is a nice benefit that we have as veterans. You don't need to be DV for this. You just need to be a veteran in Texas. You need to be a Texas resident. And this is basically private land that's for sale. Some is open to the public. Some is open for just veterans exclusive. And this is land that they've inherited by the state that they use, and they put a fixed rate of 7.25%, 30-year loan with 5% down. So typically when we do land loans or any type of, a lot or acreage or something like that, With a lender, they usually require a lot more than 5% down. From what I've seen, it's like 20, 30, 40, even 50% a lot of times. If it's commercial, it could be more. So this could be a good incentive if you want a low down payment on a piece of land and you want to build a house. You could do this, and you might get a good deal in here. Again, you still want to hire an agent to help you when you're looking for a house, when you're looking for land, because we have the MLS, the multiple listing service, which could have a better piece of land for a better price. Just because it's on here doesn't mean it's the best price, okay? So you can see here, we got available to veterans and military members only, so also active duty, and available to the public. So properties that are featured in this quarterly land sale are listed online approximately 6 weeks before the bidding deadline. So I guess you bid. So I was reading up on this, and some of this is that if the bid is, say, $100,000 and you bid over that, you have to cover the difference with the down plus the 5%. So if you overbid with somebody, you're going to have to cover the remaining. But it's nice because it's off the market. Basically, it's only available to vets. If it's on this one is to public. You can go in here, you can click on the quick start guide, go in here to the sale handbook, and you can read through all this stuff if you want to know more about that. Okay, a little history on what this is. I took some notes. The VOB, so basically during the Texas Revolution, they were given a lot of land by the state to help military service, okay? And so since then, the VOB has expanded their programs. Now they offer the land, okay? The land loans. They offer home and home improvement loans. They have 9 long-term care facilities for elderly folks, and 4 Texas State Veterans Cemeteries, the Voices of Veterans Oral History Program, and the VOB Call Center. So that's just a little history on this. There's a lot of stuff we're going to go over through this today on this site, because this site offers a few things that we're actually going to go over. One is the land sales, of course. Then we got the loan part, veteran homes and cemeteries. That's all benefits that you have as veterans. So that's land sales. You can go into this website, find all the contact information, forms, contact them. You can sign up for the newsletter and get all kinds of stuff. There's blogs. So check that out. Maybe it's something you're interested in, and that may be able to help you get a piece of land or a piece of property for a good price. Okay, one of the greatest benefits that you guys have as veterans, active duty, retired, doesn't matter. If you're eligible, you'll be able to find out. Go to the Department of Veterans Affairs website, sign in, go to your housing, go to eligibility for a VA home loan, and you can sign in, and it's going to download a PDF and give you your eligibility letter, okay? VA loans are a great option. Why they're so good is because they're zero down. They're zero down loan. And we'll talk a little bit about the Tex Vet loan as well, which is another loan that you can use as a Texas veteran, but we'll talk about the VA loan for right now. VA loan, very basic. I'm not going to get into it too much because I'm not a lender and I don't play one on TV. So if you want more information about lending and all like what you need to qualify and all that stuff, I'm not going to answer that because I'm not a loan officer, but I have a lot of them in my phone. I can contact if you need contacts locally or anywhere in the state. Basically, if they're anywhere in the state, they can help you buy the house. So agents help you with the transaction as far as negotiating, putting together the paperwork, the offers, getting all the addendums and everything filled out, making sure stuff is submitted to title, making sure the appraisers opening the house. Agents are doing all that gritty work in between. The lenders are just doing the finance, the borrowing portion of this process. There's a lot of moving pieces in a real estate transaction. The agent is the centerpiece, and then you have a lender, you have an appraiser, you have the title company, you have inspectors, you have all these other people, third parties that are involved to help this nice little, process go smoothly. And everyone has different jobs, okay? So you want real estate advice, I can help you. You want loan advice, one of my colleagues can help you. You want to know something about title, I do know stuff about the basics on some of this stuff, and I can give you general ideas of things, but you want to go to the source, so I am the source of the source. I'll get you to the right person. But if you want to know anything more about VA loans, just know that there's no PMI on a VA loan, which means there's no private mortgage insurance. It's a lifetime benefit. There's no down payment, and they have competitively low interest rates. Now, recently, yes, VA loans have actually had a lower rate than conventional loans. Right now, actually, FHA and VA both have better rates than conventional loans. So that's incentivizing you to buy with using your VA benefits that you have. You will still have closing costs, which is 3 to 4% of the price of the home or your loan amount. You need to factor in 3 to 4% for closing costs, but a lot of times I will negotiate that for you, or your agent, if you're not in El Paso and you're not using me, will negotiate that for you as much as they can. Okay, you can't. It's not always guaranteed. It depends on how long the house has been on the market. It depends how the house is priced. If it's priced low and competitive, you might not be able to get the closing costs unless you offer more. You still want to make sure it appraises. You cannot pay over appraisal value. The VA will not allow it. Even if you're willing to pay the extra cash, they won't allow you to do it. So you can only pay what the house's appraisal value is. If it comes in higher and your contract is lower, that's great. That means you have equity in your home, and your agent did a good job in getting you a good, basically the good offer where you got some room. So if you need to sell in an emergency in 6 months, you could sell and not be upside down. You won't make anything probably, but you'll at least not be upside down with the bank. Limited closing costs. Now on VA, and it's going to depend on the lender because I think it does vary, but for all the ones that I personally used through buying my houses, because I'm 100%, they waived, because the VA does have a funding fee. It's like $1,000 to, I don't remember how much it is. It's like $1,000 to $1,500 or something like that, somewhere around that number. And that's for like lender fees and whatever not, right? But as 100%, they waive that. Service connected, I think it's if you're service connected, but you're gonna have to ask the lender on that. But they waive that, right? That's one of the main differences between the VA loan and the text vet is the text vet don't charge that, but there's also cons. There's pros and cons to the text vet versus the VA as well. So that's the VA loan. If you have any more questions about that, reach out to a VA lender. Any lender that can do a VA loan will be able to help you with this. But if you go on this, all these links will be in the description below. You can go on here and you can go to buyer's guide right here. There's a buyer's guide. There's all kinds of questions right here. There's servicers, real estate professionals, lenders, appraisers. Just be careful. I mean, you can look through this stuff and get advice, but you want the best place to do when you're starting to look for a house or working to buy a house is get a really good agent that you like, because they're going to know the right lenders to work with. They're going to know the right service providers to work with. If you're just guessing, you might get stuck with, if you pick an agent that's off of this website, you might just get a really horrible agent. And I don't agree with that because I don't know how they get on these websites. You don't really know nothing about them. And when you work with an agent, you want to work with someone that you get along with, that you like, because you're going to be working together for, a couple months. And hopefully that's a long-term relationship and you're a referral partner with them, and, you come back for repeat business. And so some of this stuff, I mean, you can go to your agent to get these contacts because they're going to know the best, home warranty company in your area. They're going to know the best, inspector to call for an inspection. So just start with your agent, and then they'll be able to guide you to a good lender that can help you with the loan questions. Okay. The second part is going to be the loan program through the VLB, which is the Texas vet loan. Okay. We don't see these a whole lot, but they are an option for you as a vet. Home loans. We'll go to the home loan section. So it says here, veterans, military members, and spouses may receive up to $766,000 on a fixed rate, 15, 20, 25, or 30-year terms. That's pretty cool. I've only ever seen 15 and 30, so they give you a 20 or 25. So you don't want to be as aggressive as a 15, but you don't want to take as long as 30. You can do that. And if you're a VA service connected up 30% or higher, you qualify for a discounted interest rate. So I did see a post on this yesterday that someone got their rate at like a 6.1%. with a 30% or higher, but it was like a 6.8 when they didn't have that 30%. So that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, right here, like this says home loan base rate 6.6%, discount rate 6.10. So that's a really nice incentive. Now, I've heard some negatives about this, and just through the grapevine from some lenders that tried to go through one of their clients used this company, or I guess it was their client after they failed to get approved through this company. I can't speak personally for it, so I don't know how the process goes, so I'm not going to take one person's word for it. But they would say that they didn't verify income up front right away, so that they would end up getting denied later, and they'd be very upset. So you just want to make sure that when you do apply, you give them the most accurate information that as possible so they can give you an accurate approval. And then this could be definitely a good benefit for you. A traditional lender, I don't think right now a VA is going to get a 6.1. I think they're in the 7s. They could be high 6s, but here it's showing that it's even lower. So it's going to depend on your credit and all that stuff. But that's a good incentive. Here are some of the requirements. The veteran or the military members must be your primary residence. Okay, you can't buy an investment property with this. It can be a single family attached or detached. So attached is like a duplex, triplex, quadruplex, something that's attached. You share a wall with another address. Townhome or a condo. Okay. Duplex or other multi units must have been constructed at least 5 years prior to the closing of the date of the loan. So it can't be 4 years old. It has to be at least 5 years old or more once the loan closes. Okay. So if it's 4 years, if it's 4 years and 11 months, and it takes you a month to close, and by the time you close, it turns, it becomes 5 years old, then you can do that one. And so that's another benefit. The home must remain as the veteran's primary residence for at least 3 years. So you need to stay in the home for 3 years. You need to occupy the home within 60 days after closing. The VLB does not offer loan refinance. So once you get it, you can't refinance it. If you have an existing loan in your home, the VLB cannot provide refinancing to a low rate, nor can the VLB Veterans Housing Assistance Program be used for a down payment on a home. And you can read through some of this other stuff. Once his or her successor has paid off the VLB loan, you can obtain another one. Eligibility, 18, legal residence of Texas, you're active duty, member of the Guard, reserve component with 20 years, 90 days active duty, or surviving spouse, etc. And then here you can go through your National Archives. I'm going to put those in the description below as well. I have a bunch of extra links that's going to get you pages to go to your military records. If you lost your DD-214, you can get it electronically within like 10 minutes. So that's the Texas Vet Loan. Hopefully that helps you understand a little bit more about your options as buying a house. There's a couple options for you. You can still buy conventional. You can still buy FHA. I've seen VA guys use FHA. Why? I don't know. But it's your choice. But you have these options as veterans. Zero down because the loan is guaranteed up to a certain percent. So you don't need a down payment. So that's the loan part. Let's move on to the next part. Okay, let's start talking about education benefits. There's a few education benefits that you have as a Texas veteran. Okay, some you need to be 100%, some you don't need to be 100%, but let's talk about the Hazelwood Act. The Hazelwood Act is a Texas state benefit that offers up to 150 hours of tuition exemption, including most fees. It doesn't include your living expenses, books, or supplies. Okay, and the Institution of Higher Education is the final decision-making authority on the student eligibility. Okay, for more information on this, contact this email right here. Okay, and then here's a database for the vets and students. This gives you a list of how to apply. Right, this is what you need. Here's different links. Now, eligibility on this one is you have to have been enlisted or came into the military in the state of Texas. Your home of record, you entered the service in Texas, or you were a Texas resident when you came in the service. You have to have an honorable discharge, served 181 days on active duty. Right here, you can just read through all this stuff. So you got it. I didn't come through Texas when I signed up. I came through Montana, state of Montana. So I don't qualify for the Hazelwood Act, even though I'm a Texas resident, been here for forever. I don't qualify for this because I didn't come in the military through Texas. I wasn't a Texas resident before I came here as one of my duty stations, and so I don't qualify. But for you that don't, you qualify for this, this is a good benefit for you to help you with tuition. Now, aside from that, you have other benefits that you can use, but this is just one that you can use. And whether you have to use this one or you have to use your GI Bill first or whatnot, I don't know. You're going to have to look into it, but this is one benefit that you have. So we'll briefly talk about that. Child or legacy eligibility right here as well. I'm not going to read through all this. You can come on the website and read through it. If you have questions, you can contact this company through the email or the phone number, and they'll be able to break it down for you. Okay. So same with the spouse and dependent and all that stuff. And whatever schools are approved, and they're going to be the final authority, okay? Another one is, this is not a Texas benefit, but I want to put pretty much all the information in here, just so we can keep everything kind of similar in topic. But you have probably the post 9/11, you have the Chapter 33. You either have the post 9/11 or the Montgomery GI Bill. You can also switch those, but that basically allows you to go to school and you get paid the BH rate for that zip code of that school. And most of you probably have the post 9/11. You know about it. You understand how it works. But that's one of the other benefits that you have as well. The other part that you have, when you're 100%, when you become 100% P&T, and you have to be P&T, okay, or maybe TDIU, you might want to check, okay. But as I know, as 100% P&T, you get Chapter 35 VA benefits, which is benefits for your spouse or children to go to school. Okay, so right here through this Veterans Guide website, I like this website. It has a little bit of extra stuff on here. It has a VA disability calculator, some benefits that you get, discounts. We'll talk about the ID cards, of course, veteran housing allowance. This is your burn pits, all this stuff that maybe you had issues with. SSDI. SSDI is extremely hard to fight. It's extremely hard, especially when you're young and you're 100% and you're trying to get it. I have not done it. It's just, I'm not really to that point yet. I'm going to wait till I build mine up a little bit more, and then I'll apply. But this has a lot of nice information on this website. I like the way they did this. It talks about eligibility, the process of disabilities, appealing, any type of information I can give you guys to help you, I want to give to you, okay? Don't hire those sites, those companies that want that, oh, they're going to help you get to 100% by taking the information you already have and submitting it to their doctors and then getting your rating, but then they're taking a big chunk of your rating for the next 2 to 3 years. Don't pay for that. The easiest way and the fastest way to get your VA benefits is getting all the documentation on whatever issue you have. If you have issues with your wrist, everything you've ever had on your wrist, notes, complaints, injury reports, anything you've had, you take all that, you put it in a stack, you put a sticky note on it, and you highlight "see this," and you put everything organized. 2 to 3 pages max, very simple. And you do that with every disability, and you submit that to the VA. If you submit to the VA a 5,000-page medical record, they're not going to be able to go through all that and get you the rating. Okay, just highlight the stuff, the diagnosis, the nexus, which is connecting to service if it is, and the diagnosis and the MRI, the X-ray results, the doctor's notes, the diagnosis is that stuff. It's very simple, guys. We overthink this, and this is why everyone's fighting to get what they need, because they're submitting too much information and they're not submitting the right information. And unfortunately, if you didn't document it while you were in service, you're not going to be able to get it. Okay, it's going to be hard to get it if you didn't document it. So document. It's important. But Chapter 35 is it's like the GI Bill, but for your spouse or your kids. So it's cool. And you can give your GI Bill to your spouse or kids as well. But this is just an extra benefit so they can go to school as well. So it talks about all the benefits here, qualifications, apprenticeships, on the job trainings, who qualifies, and all that stuff. So you can check that out. It says here full-time $14.88, third time, quarter time, etc. On the job training, like apprenticeships, talks about all this type of stuff, difference between the Chapter 35 and the 9/11. Housing. So all this is going to be on this website. You can contact them, call this number, and you get a free case evaluation. Pretty cool. Hopefully this can help you with some extra school benefits. Your spouse wants to go back to school and upgrade her bachelor's to a master's, she can do that. So that's the school benefits that we're going to talk about, which is the GI Bill, the Chapter 35. All right, the next topic is your Texas State Veterans Homes. So this is a really nice benefit that you have as a disabled veteran. You're older, maybe you're younger, and your disabilities are so bad you need an assisted care facility, and you can't live on your own. The caregiver provider service is not enough. So I'm sure there's eligibility on ways that you can get into this if you're younger. because this says improve their quality of life with physical occupational speech therapy. It says here that if you're at least 70% or higher, basically you're going to live there for free. You're going to have like no cost. So these are really now these are really nice homes. I visited one of these when I was on active duty. There's only like 9, I believe, in the state of Texas. One of them is here in El Paso, and it's like super nice. Like you can see this building right here. Like this is a basic. I don't like calling it a nursing home, but it's a nursing home. But these are like really nice. A lot of the vets that have those nice little buggy cars with like their flags and their rims and their radios and their old war Vietnam hats, and they have their own nice room. They have these paths on the outside where they can drive their cars. They can sit outside. They're not prisoners, okay? And it's a very nice facility. They treat them really well here. And you can read through all this stuff to see the qualifications. It says here they're owned by the state of Texas and regulated by the Texas Health and Human Services Commission and Department of Veteran Affairs as well. And then also third-party operators manage the day-to-day ops. The locations here, therapies, different types of therapies. You can donate. The cost is going to vary. Here's the practices, admissions application, and the military service. We can go to locations, and then here's one. So there's one in Amarillo, Big Spring. All these locations here. See, and here's El Paso. So this is the El Paso one. So it's here on Kenworthy. Here's the representative right here, on-site representative. It has a direct phone number. And here's the email. So that's really nice. There's more info. You can click through here, and that should help you. Okay, so this is a really nice benefit for those that need extra help. Nursing homes can be very ugly these days. They can be very not fair to the residents there. And I believe these homes are a lot better. So if you have a veteran, elderly person, someone that needs an assisted living facility, this could be a great option where it's not going to cost you a lot. Again, I don't know how much it costs. It says that it's virtually free for 70% or higher. We can go click on that and see if we can see the cost right here. Here's the rates. So here's veterans, private room. I'm not sure what A&A is, and here's the Alzheimer's unit, Medicaid. Like private room, non-A&A, El Paso is $208. I don't really know what this means. I don't know if that's like per month. I don't know if that's like per day or what. But it does say that if you're 70% or higher, this covers. It covers you basically. So you need to look into that a little bit more if you're interested in this program. It's another benefit that is available for disabled vets. Okay, so we also have employment benefits. As veterans, both service connected and not, you get a lot of benefits as a veteran. Employment services, they offer job training. Work in Texas, if you go to Work in Texas, you can create a portal, an account, and you go to the Texas Workforce Solutions. You also can look at veterans preference, priority of service, reemployment benefits, transferring occupational licenses, and VRNE, which is your voc rehab. Okay, that's all benefits for Texas veterans. Click on all these. You can look at all these. We're not going to go into all of these details and go through everything, but this is just one benefit that you have. One thing I want to touch on is the voc rehab. If you have service connections and you're still working and you just can't deal with your job because you're on your feet all the time, you can use VRE and get paid school without you. I do believe you have to max out your GI Bill. They're going to make you use your GI Bill first. Once that runs out, they're going to continue to pay up until. Now, when you do voc rehab, make sure the degree you want or the level of what you want to accomplish is the end. Because you say, I just want to be a nurse. They're only going to pay for you to become a nurse. Okay, but if you say, I want to be a doctor or I want to be, a PA instead of a doctor, they're going to go up to that amount. So stretch high. Go for the top, okay? Whatever it is, say, I want to be a journeyman electrician. No, you want to be a master electrician. I want to, I want to get my culinary license. No, I want to open my own restaurant. So there's things that you can do, okay? But you can check this out. You get a lot of benefits as a veteran's preference, of course, and you get points for federal positions for federal jobs. Okay, so one of the important things about being 100% or being a veteran, period, is making sure that you get your VA ID card. Now, there's two different cards that you're going to get, or you're going to apply for, or you're going to need to get, depending on what your rating is. If you are just getting healthcare services at the VA, you want to get your VHIC card, okay? Let me see, I believe I have it here. Let's see if it's here. No, it's going to make me sign in, but I'll show you what the VHIC. So you're going to get one that looks like this. Okay? It's going to look like this. This one is your health card. So when you go to your VA appointments, that's the one that you scan. That's how you get your gas money, your credit and all that stuff. And that one, you just go into the VA clinic, wherever you get your health care, and you get one. If you're new to this, or you're just getting out, you won't have one of those. But if you're watching this and you've been a DV for a while, you probably already have that card. So, but this could help you if you're new and you're barely getting rated, you're barely just getting out of the Army, and you're still going to you want to still get your VA card, you're going to go get that one, okay? Now, if you're 100%, you need to be 100% permanent and total. Okay? Once you're 100% permanent and total, you get this one, okay? This one is a DOD card. This is an actual DEERS card, okay? It looks like a CAC card, but it's not a CAC card, okay? I don't know why everyone calls it a CAC card. It's not a CAC card because it doesn't have a chip in it, right? But it looks like one, okay? It looks like one. So you're going to see it's going to say indefinite. That means, and it's going to say 100% disabled veteran. It's going to have your name. It'll have your pay grade, your rank, all that stuff on it, okay? That one you need to sign up at a DEERS office. So you're going to go to this website. Everything will be in the description. It'll be easy to read. It's going to have everything so you can click the link, okay? You want to go to this website, this page. This is the ID card office online, okay? You got my profile, you got family ID cards, common access cards. You don't want that one because you're not active duty. You want ID card locator. I'm going to walk you through this right now actually so you can see. It's a Rapids ID card. So you need a military base. Doesn't matter if it's Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, doesn't matter. You can do it. But you go to continue here and you're going to type in your city. Okay? And you will go all appointments, and you can go 25 miles if you want. We're going to have a bunch here because we're right next to Fort Bliss, so there's going to be no issues finding an appointment. Well, finding an actual place. So, as you can see, we have Fort Bliss, the SRP site, First AD CAD, 2nd Battalion, 1st Brigade, 3rd, 1st Armored. Okay, so the one for if you're in El Paso and you're in the Fort Bliss, this is the one you want. You want Pershing. This is the main one. Okay, you're going to select whichever one you want. It's going to give you the address, okay? Save that down. Make sure you got the hours. You're going to go to schedule an appointment. Okay, you're going to have a calendar. It's going to tell you fully booked. Okay, so today is June 6th, 2024. Oh, wow. Look, there's actually an appointment available today. That never happened. Someone canceled. I bet someone canceled. There's an appointment today for 3 p.m. It's literally 12:57. It's going to be 1 o'clock. If I needed to get an ID card, I could literally steal this appointment and get my ID card in the next 2 hours. That's actually very rare because, as you can see, book. The next appointment available is in 2 weeks. So then I will go book this appointment, continue. You fill out all your information. Done. Submit. Okay? For the purpose of that, we're not going to do it. But that's how you book it, okay? With any location, okay? And you can pick whatever date you want, and I'll have the times on there. But that one is available. So if you're watching this video right now, you're Probably not going to see it in time to go to that appointment, but maybe you get one of these down at the end of the month. But a lot of times they're booked out. Sometimes that system, that rapid system, it goes down all the time. But just plan a day for it, okay? Take your spouse, take your kids. It's going to tell you what to take, okay? Once you start filling that out, it's going to tell you they need your marriage certificates, they need your birth, your whatever, your VA card, your health card, your driver's license, your Social Security. Like, just take everything. Take everything you have for everybody that needs an ID card. So that's that ID card, okay? That's that one, and then the VHIP card, the Veterans Health Identification. I forgot what it's called, but that one you just go into the VA and you get it, and that's for your health services. Okay, so that's the ID card section. The other ID we want to talk about is your driver's license. Your driver's license, your ID card. If you're 60% in the state of Texas, you get it free. Okay, you don't pay for it. I have a CDL, Class A CDL. I think I had to pay something. I think it might have been discounted. I don't think I got it for free. I might have. I don't remember, honestly. It was a long time ago. But, yeah, okay, right here. Yeah, the driver's license fee exemption does not apply to commercial driver's license. So, unfortunately, we don't get that benefit. But if you have just a regular driver's license, you get that. So, if you have a CDL, you got to pay full price. And you can go through here, and you need to be 60%. You can look at all the criteria. And what it's going to do is when you get one of these, it's going to have veteran and then your branch of service on the bottom. Okay? Then that way, if, say, you go somewhere like, oh, I'm a veteran. Oh, do you have an ID? You just show them your driver's license. It's going to say right here, veteran or disabled veteran. If you're DV, you'll get this one. If you're just a veteran, you'll have veteran. But it helps you because sometimes you get discounts if you're just a vet, whatever. And it'll have, you can put whichever branch you're in, etc. And then these are all the criterias, out of state, etc. So you can look into that, read up on that. We won't go too much into that. The next part is our plates, our DV plates. So specialty plates, you need to be 50% or greater, or 40% missing a lower extremity to get a disabled veteran specialty license plate in the state of Texas. So obviously these are all the type of plates that you can get. Zoom in a little bit. So you can get the DV with no emblem. You can get the DV with the ISA, which is the wheelchair logo. You can get, they have some units like the 11th Armored. I don't know why they don't have all of them, but they have some, like they have the Special Forces plate, different kinds of awards. So those are all things that you can check out, see which one you like. DV woman plate, surviving spouse. And then this just talks about some of the requirements that you need, like the vehicle has to be registered in your name, at least, even if you're on it with somebody else, at least has to have your name on it. You can personalize it for another $40. So if you wanted to say DV Bob, B-O-B, you have to pay another $40. If not, it's like $3 a year for the registration. I think I pay like $9. I don't have a custom plate, but it might have went up. I don't know how old this is, but I saw somewhere that was like $3, but I think I paid more than that. And so then you're gonna have to fill out the form VTR 615. That's the application for military disabled veteran license plates, and the parking placards, which we'll get to next on the placards, because they did change the law on parking placards and all that. Yeah, it says here $3 annually. And then you can only get it on one vehicle with that fee. So if you have two vehicles, you're only going to get that discount on the first vehicle, not the second, okay? So you're going to get it for one. Next, we'll move over to the parking placard, okay? They changed this in January 2022, I believe. It went into effect. Now to park in a handicap spot with DV plates, if you have a DV plate, you either need a plate that has this wheelchair, the ISA logo, so the plate needs to have this logo, and you can park there. If it's just a regular DV plate and it doesn't have this wheelchair, you need the placard in the mirror, or you're going to get a ticket or towed. Okay, this is the temporary one. It's red, means that you're going to probably get better. If they issue a blue one, like I have, you're not going to get better. So it's renews every 4 years. Once that 4 years is up, you just take the old one in. They just give you another set of placards. You don't have to redo. Once your doctor signs it the first time, you don't have to redo signing the doctor's form all over every 4 years and get them to sign it. Because trying to get the VA to sign something is like pulling teeth out of a cat. Okay, it's hard to get them to sign anything, and they're like, oh, there's liability and all this stuff. I don't know why they're paranoid, but they have no issue giving vets a bunch of opioids and not helping with that crisis. So that's another topic for another day. But you need this placard in your car, on your vehicle, with the DV plates, or you need the ISA logo. Okay, and then eligibility. This is gonna. They have their ratings right here. Okay, so visual 2200. You're blind. Paralysis, ability to move around, lung disease, cardiac deficiency, wheelchair confinement, arthritis, foot disorder, any other medical condition that causes the person to use a brace, cane, crutch, or assisted device. A parking placard is only valid when being used by the person with a disability. Okay, if you let someone else borrow your placard, you can lose your privileges. Okay, and it says here you can get a $1,250 fine or 50 hours of community service. So don't be sharing this thing with your friends or your spouse. Okay. Because I have 2 placards. I have one in my wife's car and I have one in my truck. But my wife does not use it unless I'm with her. If I'm in the vehicle, you can use it. If not, just one stays in there and one stays in my truck. So whatever I'm driving, because I just don't want the wheelchair guy on my license plate. I mean, I'm 33 years old. Yeah, I'm beat up a little bit, but I just don't want that. I don't want that on my plate. So I just use a placard. And then here's how you apply and all that stuff. Another benefit I want to talk about is if you have DV plates in the state of Texas or a handicap placard, you don't pay for parking meters. So don't pay for parking meters. When you park in downtown and you have the parking meter, you got to put the coins in. You don't pay for parking with DV plates. Or if you have a handicap sign, you don't pay for parking. So that's an extra. So if you're going down to the Chihuahuas game, you get a nice parking spot right in front of the stadium. Oh, you got to pay for the, I got to put on the meter. Like I'm going to use Dallas as an example because Dallas or Austin are one of those big cities where you got to park at a meter or paid parking to get close to something. Those meters, you don't need to pay for them. And I've used that several times, and it's a nice benefit. So either the DV plates or if you have the placard on the car, you're not going to pay for the parking fees. Now, in the private parking lots, you probably are going to be subject to that. That's going to depend on each circumstance. But that's the parking placard, that's the license plate, and that's the driver's license and ID section. Okay. All right. Next is for my hunters and fishermen. If you are 50% or more and receiving compensation from the VA, and you can use your VA letter for proof of disability or your driver's license with a disabled veteran designation on the bottom, like we just went over. You can go in person to a licensed retailer and get a free super combo package. Now, I know I'm from Idaho, and this package would cost like $2,000. I don't know how much it costs in Texas. I haven't really got to do a lot of hunting and fishing in Texas, at least in El Paso, because it's dry and desert here. There's no animals and there's hardly any fish. So, but this is great. This is all the stuff you get in the package. You don't get the duck stamp, which is required for the waterfowl, but you do get all this other stuff. So that's a cool benefit that you get if you like to hunt, you like to fish. That's something that you can get if you like to hunt and fish. Okay, pretty short and sweet. Okay, the next one is the park pass. If you're 60% or more, and I think on here it says if you're active duty as well, you get this. Instead of paying for either the park pass up front, or you're paying every time you go into one of these parks or lakes, you got to pay like $10, $5, $3, $8, whatever it is, and it has to be cash. They don't even take a card most of the time. This will get you in for free. You put the sticker on your vehicle, done. You go in for free. So you got to be 60% with a Texas driver's license, and of course, if you have the license plate on your car, or you have your award letter or your letter for taxes, they'll give you one right there. And all you need to do is go to the front office of a state park, any state park office, and they'll get you this, okay? So that's stuff, hunting, fishing, good benefit. Check it out. All these links will be in the bottom, so you can go through here and check out to see, what you like, what you want to use out of this video, what you don't want to use, and explore through these pages and see what you can find. And maybe you find some stuff that I missed. I haven't dove deep into a lot of these pages, like all the way, to see maybe there's other stuff in there, but I'm sure there is. This is one of the most awesome benefits that I literally just found this out like a few months ago maybe. And the reason I found out is we do a lot of traveling to Austin and Dallas. We're agents, real estate agents, so our conferences are always in either Dallas, Austin, one of those big cities. Plus, we absolutely love Dallas. We like to travel there. So when we go there, we're always using the toll roads. And I don't actually have this. I don't know if this. I found out that if you have a DV plate, okay, you don't pay tolls. But I thought I needed the sticker, at least the sticker that I had to pay $10 for. At least have that, and then you have to register, and then you get it exempt. But from what I just saw on the website before I did the video, and I was looking through this, is if you have a DV plate and they take a picture of your car and they charge you for it, you just call them and they'll take care of it. But when they see DV plates on the cameras, they literally waive it. We'll look into this a little bit more because this is still a little new to me. But this is very beneficial if you live in the Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, anywhere, Houston that has tolls that you're going to pay. You're going to go to this website. You're going to sign up, however you do it. But basically, I thought you're going to have to order the toll pass, and then it has to be on your car. And then when it scans, you're registered under this program. So I still need to look into this, so I don't have a whole lot of information on it. But from what this says is qualifying Texas plates, license plates are disabled veterans and recipients of the Purple Heart, Legion of Valor, or Medal of Honor. Basically, if your vehicle is registered with a DV plate, when it takes your picture, now I've not taken my truck to those days. I take my wife's car, and unfortunately, I don't have the DV plates, which I need to switch hers to DV plates, even though I'm going to pay full fee. That way, I can get that benefit. But it does say it's only, I think it's one per household. So whatever car it is, that's the one you need to use. So if you're traveling, and when you travel, if you're using one specific vehicle, maybe the gas saving or the big SUV or whatever, put it on that car, so that way you get the benefits on that car. But that's pretty cool. Tolls can add up. I mean, we were there a week. We spent $15 to $25 in tolls, and it's just a lot faster than going on the regular highways. So this is a nice little benefit that you have as a vet, as a DV, disabled veteran. So if you're 50% or more, obviously you get the plate. You qualify for this tolls for free. And then this one will be on here too. I'll put this in the bottom as well. This is actually telling you which roads are waived. So Loop 1, 45 North, 45 South. Like, it has somewhere on here it has a map, and it shows you a big map of all the major highways in the cities, and it tells you. So that's that part, okay? The next part I want to talk about is Champ VA. Champ VA, if you're 100% permanent and total, your spouse and your children will get Champ VA. You need to apply, okay? You need to apply. It literally takes 8 months to get this stuff approved. Like, before you actually get everything, it takes a long time. They're very backdated. But Champ VA is, so if you are 100%, you are not retired or medically retired, you do not qualify for TRICARE. So let's separate. Let's get the understanding of this, because this is a teaching moment. TRICARE versus Champ VA. TRICARE is only for retirees, active duty. So if you're active duty, you're on TRICARE. If you retire with full service or medically retire, you will get TRICARE. If you just get out and you're 100%, you're not going to be eligible for TRICARE. You have to be retired or medically retired to get TRICARE. So then you're going to fall into, your spouse is going to fall into the Champ VA. You as a veteran are fully covered at the VA. You don't need to get insurance for anything. You can get insurance if you want. If you want to have your own doctor, that's not being very picky like the VA, that's on you. But the Champ VA is going to be for 100% P&T. You got to apply on the website. Send everything, all the copies of documents. Don't skip anything. Send them birth certificates, social securities, marriage licenses, everything, copies of it, not originals, copies, and send in a hard copy. If you fax it, I'm telling you, they're going to lose it, okay? I mailed in a hard copy. They lost 2 of my faxes. I mailed them a hard packet with a tracking number. So I knew they got it, and I had proof they got it, and they couldn't lose that one, and they finally got it done. So there's a $3,000 cap on Champ VA. You're going to pay, I believe it's a 75-25 split. So you pay 25. You pay 25 out of that fee, whatever out of the service, you're paying 25%. A lot of the stuff is covered. Sometimes you don't really have a bill. Sometimes you do. Once you've hit that limit of 3,000, when you paid into 3,000, your cap, everything is free after that. You don't have any co-pays. But it's very affordable. We're going through a pregnancy right now. We've had some little medicals come in here and they're like, oh, $32 to this blood result, or we've had a couple big ones that may be like $200, and that was for like extra tests that we took for our baby. Like we checked the genetic diseases and all this other like high speed tests that the Champ VA doesn't cover. So we end up paying a little bit more, but generally speaking, the most expensive things outside of just like a $20 or $30 copay visit was the prenatals. The prenatals through Walmart, like we're paying like $150 for a 3-month supply. So $150 you pay and you get like a 3-month supply. So that's not really expensive, but that's like the most expensive amount of money we've come up with besides the extra services we've done. Ultrasounds, all that stuff, all of it is covered. There's so many that you get. Now, if you go over that, you have to pay for it. So Champ VA is a really good benefit. Any major hospital is going to take Champ VA, okay? All you have to do is say, hey, I have Champ. It used to be there was a lot of issues with this where people would think it's VA and you need a referral. You do not need a referral from a doctor to use any services. They're not VA like us. We are VA. We can go to an emergency room, but they can go anywhere that takes Champ VA. Basically, if they take Medicaid, they take Champ VA. So Champ VA, just go to a major hospital, find a major hospital that does every type of thing that you need, physical therapy, surgeries, all that basically in one spot. Those big companies, big hospitals are going to take Champ VA. Okay. If you go to an ER, they're going to take your insurance, but they're not going to tell you if it covers it, and then they're going to come back later and say, oh, it's out of network, and they're going to charge you like $2,000 for a Band-Aid. So just be careful with the emergency rooms with Champ VA. I had to do that once for my wife skidded up her knees and charged a bunch of money, it was a ridiculous amount of money, and they didn't even cover it. Wasn't in network. So we didn't even know who was in network. There's no list of network doctors. You just have to go to a regular doctor. If it is an urgent care, you're flipping a coin on whether they're going to cover it. They're probably not going to cover it. So it's just kind of a risk there. No. Yeah, it talks about pregnancy, surviving spouses. You can look into all this stuff. What's covered? You get a nice little book. It's probably here. I'm sure it's on this website somewhere. Fact sheets, questions. You're going to mail it. When you mail it, you're going to mail it to this one in Denver. You're going to mail it to this right here. Champ VA eligibility, all that. So mail it. I'd recommend mailing it. First class. Don't fax it. They will lose it. So that's Champ VA. The next part is VA dental care. If you're 100% P&T, you get dental care at the VA, okay? Now, I know some of this stuff is not based on Texas, but I told you I wanted to throw all this stuff in there to help you with while we're on the same topic. So VA dental care, same with Champ VA. It's nationwide. But VA, you get dental care if you're 100%. Doesn't matter if you have any service connections for dental or not. So VA dental care, go schedule an appointment if you're 100%. This is all the qualifications, where do you go, all that stuff. So that should help you in that aspect of the dental stuff, okay? Next part is commissary privileges. So they changed this recently. President Trump signed an executive order. He changed this. He wanted veterans to be able to access the commissaries. So here, if you're a veteran or service member, one of these must be true. So you have to have a service-connected disability rating and we're discharged. So 10% or higher. If you're 10% or more, you can visit the PX and shop at the commissary and get on base. You retired, you're a former POW, you're a member of the reserves, or you're active duty, obviously, or you received a Purple Heart or Medal of Honor. If you're a family member, you must be one of these. Surviving spouse of that service member, you can't remarry. If you remarry, you're done. It's over. Primary family caregiver. So if you're 100%, you have a caregiver, they're going to get an ID card. They actually qualify to use the commissary so they can go shop for you. Dependent or survivor of an eligible service member. So like my kids, all my kids, they can all go and shop there. Dependent of an eligible member of the reserves and overseas commissary privileges vary country to country. You don't have to apply. You just need that VHIC card. Like I told you, that's the health card. Or a letter from the VA along with your passport or driver's license. So if you have your VA letter and your passport or your driver's license, you can shop there, or just get your VHIC. Or if you're 100%, go get your Deers card. And so that's that information. Okay. So you've almost made it to the end of the video. So for sticking with me to the end, I'm giving you some bonus footage. This is some extra stuff. This site is called VetTix. This site gets donated tickets from people all over the country. You can sort by area, by type of event, and there'll be tickets that are available. NASCAR, like this gentleman, concerts, racing, baseball, football, soccer, whatever, music, shows, all kinds of stuff. And basically, these people have bought these tickets for full price, and they donate it on this site. And all you have to do is pay this transfer fee that transfers them, which is a few bucks, depending on how many tickets you get. Could be a couple bucks each or a few bucks each. And it transfers to you, and it actually goes to you. They transfer ownership to you. And this is totally legal. Everything is done the right way, because there's some sites that don't allow you to buy tickets and resell them. This is not what it is. This one is they pay for the tickets, but they've donated them to a system. And then once somebody picks them up here, they transfer them to you, like the ownership. So this is a really nice thing if you're a vet. You can sign up, log in, use my code. So here's my code right here. If you're a veteran, please scan this QR code right here. And this is going to get you to set up on the site. It'll give you some bonus stuff, some benefits, some extra points, extra coins and stuff. Use my referral link here. If you're a first responder and you're watching this video, military, law enforcement, nurse, etc., teacher, scan this QR code. You're also going to get some bonus stuff on there. I'll leave this up. So when you sign up, please do it through the QR code. That way it goes faster, and it helps you get some extra goodies and stuff like that. All right, everyone. Well, you made it to the end. I'm glad I could put this information out there. I hope all of this information helps you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. My phone number, my contact information is below. All the links to everything is below. If you need help finding something, shoot a comment. I'll drop the direct link right there in the comments if you have trouble finding something specific. Hope this helps you. If it did, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. Comment below. Send this video to your vet friends. Send this video to your Texas friends. And don't forget, if you need real estate help, you need an agent in El Paso, Texas, I'm here to help you here with Coldwell Banker Heritage. I'll be glad to help you with all your real estate needs. Until next time, enjoy.